The cafeteria of Sector 7 Orbital High was a chaotic sea of glowing scales, floating lev trays, and multi-limbed chatter. Leo sat in the far corner, his back to the transparent hull overlooking the blue curve of Earth below. He was 16, human, and the son of an ambassador who had been reassigned to this deep space hub 3 months ago. In a school full of minor galactic royalty and bioengineered elite, Leo was entirely invisible, which suited him just fine. He unwrapped his lunch. A thick, golden grilled cheese sandwich made with real sourdough, a small thermos of hot tomato soup, and 2 cinnamon rolls his mom had packed that morning. 10 feet away, sitting alone at a bare metallic table, was a girl who looked like she wished the floor would swallow her whole. She had delicate pale lavender skin, silvery hair that fell in soft waves around her pointed ears, and 2 large, dark violet eyes that stayed glued to her empty metal tray. Her uniform was pristine, but her shoulders were hunched, flinching every time a group of rowdy quad-pedal nobles laughed too loudly nearby. Leo watched her for a minute. Nobody sat with her. Nobody even looked at her, or rather, everyone was deliberately pretending she didn't exist. Sighing quietly, Leo picked up his lunch tray, walked across the polished deck, and pulled out the magnetic chair opposite her. The girl flinched hard, her violet eyes snapping up in absolute panic. You cannot sit here, she whispered, her voice tiny and trembling. It is unsafe for you. Is the structural integrity of the table failing? Leo asked, setting his tray down with a cheerful smile. Because if not, I think we're good. I'm Leo. She stared at him as if he had just spoken in ancient binary. I vol. But, do you not know who I am? Honestly? No idea, Leo said smoothly, taking the grilled cheese and carefully cutting it in half. A cloud of warm, buttery, cheesy steam wafted into the air. I just moved here from North Carolina. All I know is this cafeteria food smells like recycled engine coolant, and my mom packed way too much food for one person. He slid 1/2 of the warm, crisp sandwich across the table on a clean napkin, along with one of the cinnamon rolls. Vael's wide eyes darted from the golden bread to Leo's face, then around the cafeteria. I cannot take this. My family does not accept tribute from. It's not a tribute, Vael, it's a sandwich, Leo chuckled, taking a big bite of his own half. Small. Butter, cheddar, sourdough. It's a human delicacy. Try it before it gets cold. Vael hesitated, her delicate fingers hovering over the crust. Slowly, as if handling volatile explosives, she picked up the grilled cheese. She took a tiny, tentative bite. Her eyes went wide as saucers. The crunch of the sourdough echoed softly between them. She chewed rapidly, her pale cheeks flushing a faint violet, before taking a second, much bigger bite. It is warm, she whispered, a tiny, genuine smile breaking through her shy expression. And rich. My home world's rations are cold synthetic gels. Gels sound terrible, Leo said, pushing the cinnamon roll closer to her. Here, dip this in the soup later. Trust me. For the next 20 minutes, the terrifying isolation around Vael vanished. They didn't talk about star systems or galactic politics. They talked about how bad the orbital school's gravity simulators were, how hard stellar calculus was, and how Leo's dog back on Earth used to bark at the delivery drones. For the first time since she had arrived at Sector 7, Vael laughed. A soft, melodic chime. High above the cafeteria, behind the one-way observation glass of the VIP balcony, 3 8-foot-tall Imperial guards clad in shimmering dark matter armor froze in total, paralyzed shock. At the center of the balcony stood High Empress Vaelen, ruler of the Vorian hegemony, commander of 3,000 star systems, and a woman whose mere glance had caused entire planetary councils to dissolve in terror. She had arrived unannounced to inspect her youngest granddaughter's integration into the multi-species academy. Shall we neutralize the human male, Your Imperial Majesty? The guard commander whispered, his hand hovering over a high-frequency disruptor. He has breached the royal quarantine. He is offering unvetted biological matter to Princess Vael's lineage. Empress Vaelen raised one long, obsidian-clawed hand. Her cold, ancient golden eyes weren't fixed on the human boy. They were fixed on her granddaughter. The frail, lonely girl who hadn't smiled since her parents had perished in the border wars, now happily wiping cinnamon sugar from her cheek with a paper napkin. "Stand down," Zalrath commanded, her voice like grinding tectonic plates. "Majesty." The boy shared his bread without knowing her title. The Empress murmured, her cold demeanor softening by a fraction of a millimeter. "He gave her warmth when our own court offered only cold distance. Record his name. Record his bloodline." The commander bowed low. "And if the noble houses attempt to harass the princess for associating with a human?" Empress Zalrath turned, her heavy velvet cloak sweeping across the marble floor as she walked toward her shuttle. "If anyone touches a single hair on that human boy's head," the ruler of 3,000 worlds said quietly, "deploy the Imperial Fleet. He is under my personal protection now."